In just about 2 weeks, my friends, the snow sports season kicks off here unofficially, but still kicks off here in the city of Boston. November 3rd through 5th, the Snowbound Expo returns to start us off on our snow sports journey for 2023-2024 winter. And today we're talking to Stephen Morgan all about it. Check it out, my friends. How you doing, everybody? Tim from Ski Rex Media coming at you once again with a throat lozenge with some cough drops all in my face. And I know it's rude, and I know it's unprofessional, and I know you can probably hear it clacking off my teeth depending on how well my microphone actually works. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm sorry. Also, excuse that. Like I said, my throat is torn up. My voice is wrecked. I am still kind of sick. Who knows what it is? Who knows? I don't know. But what I do know is today we're talking to Stephen Morgan from the Snowbound Expo. He's running things. He's one of the head guys in charge. At least he knows what he's talking about more than I do. And there is so much to talk about. There is so much going on at the Expo this year. So much. And we're going to get into all of that. But first, I want to get into one of my favorite places, a little closer to home than Boston. I want to get into Whaleback Mountain. You hear me talk about it every week for seasons upon seasons now with the podcast, because that's how much I like it and how often I'm going back. Whaleback Mountain, one of the most accessible, most easy accessed mountains I've ever been to, right off of exit 16, off of I-89. And I'm talking right off. You've heard me say it before. I've put pictures. The mountain's practically on the interstate. The parking lot is spitting distance, literally, from the interstate. And what a great mountain it is if you choose to stop, which you should. I know you've driven by it, so stop and check it out. They have everything you could want in a small package, and it's wonderful. You want groomed? They got groomed trails. You want natural? They got natural. You want trees? They got trees. They can teach you how to do it. They can rent you the stuff to do it. The whole thing. It's awesome. And coming this winter, we're pretty sure, is a brand new surface lift to get you in and around and on the mountain even quicker. And for this season, just announced, Whaleback has moved from an Indy Allied resort to a full Indy Pass resort. So if you are an Indy Pass user, I am, you know that. You know a lot of my friends and fans are too. If you're an Indy Pass user, swing in and use your 2 days here at Whaleback Mountain. You're going to dig it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great season, man. Whaleback Mountain, ski it to believe it. And as I'm sure you know, Ski Rex Media is a press partner with the Snowbound Expo. Funny, we're talking about that today, as you know as well. Once again this year, I'm partnering with the Snowbound Expo, the biggest snow sports expo for family skiers and riders, bringing incredible athletes and Olympians to share their stories and all the coolest brands together for you to shop. You'll see free entertainment for the family all weekend, including the mega indoor slope, skate to ski with rollerblade. You can try Nordic skiing at the cross-country experience. Shout out to Reese Brown. You can get selfies with all kinds of folks, including me and my friends, and all kinds of swag. You can enjoy après ski and so much more. The expo is happening from November 3rd through the 5th at the Boston Exhibition and Convention Center. You can get discounted tickets for the Snowbound Expo now using code SkiRexMedia, all one word, linked in the description. 75% off tickets, and you can join me and so many others, speakers, ambassadors, other media folks, so many others in Boston for the expo. I will see you down there. And now, on with the program. As I said, and I always wonder how weird that sounds to the guest, because I do all my other stuff before that so they don't have to sit through it, all the ad reads, all that silly stuff. So as I said, today we have an old friend coming back from across the pond, as the cool kids say. Stephen Morgan, dude, how you doing?
Very, very good. Nice one. Thanks for having me back. Totally appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate you, man. That's so awesome. We're here today to talk about the Snowbound Expo. But first, before we get into it, if you missed last season interview, Stephen, he's how high up? You know what? Screw it. Let me not screw this up and let you explain who you are and what you do.
Well, I suppose as little as possible, but no. So I'm
Good
Steve.
man.
I'm the yeah, I'm the MD at Raccoon Media Group. And over here, as you quite rightly put, across the pond, I run well several large-scale consumer shows, ranging from the Snow Show in London, Snow Show Birmingham, National Cycling Show over there towards your way, and to where Boston, and where we're going to be back in a couple of weeks now, the Snowbound Expo in Boston, and soon to be launched. Well, not that soon because I've got enough grey hairs, but in April next year, we've got the Boston Outdoor Expo as well, which we're bringing to the scene.
Wow, very cool. So always busy, so busy. Two snow shows over there,
Mm,
London and Birmingham this year.
mm.
Excuse me. And we have friends over there as well. Kim K and Carolyn Elliott are going to be there. At both, I think. I don't remember.
Oh gosh, I hope you're okay over there, man. I know what it's like when you've got a cough and a cold.
It sucks, and I can't get to the mute button fast enough. And so everybody, but the Ski Rex Media podcast is real. That's what I am. And I ain't
Yes,
got time to edit everything. So, or the
totally.
skills or the know-how or the money to pay an actual editor. Anyway, not the point. Point is a lot going on, a lot of cool snow shows over there. By the time this debuts, the London and Birmingham shows will have gone through. So shout out to Kim and Caroline. We know them over there.
Cool.
I wanted to start, and I would love to go to that side and go to those too. But man, you know what? It's only 7 hours by flight, but that's 7 hours, man. It's hard to find the time sometimes. But so let's go back in time. Let's go back to last year's show, the first Snowbound Expo, if I remember correctly. That was the return of the Boston show. The old Boston show was one thing. Then there was COVID. Now there's Snowbound. Because it's come back, I assume it was a success.
I'd like to think it was a success as well. So what happened last year? You're right. We launched the show last year. So the Snowbound Expo was a launch for us, Raccoon Media Group, in partnership and aligned with SIA. Now, previously, the iterations of that event had been slightly different format to what we brought to the table. So it was more orientated around a retailer and some great deals, and just being really focused around that kind of retail proposition, which is cool and absolutely fine. But what we tried to do was bring a bit of our Raccoon, aka Trash Panda, vibe to the table and really instill what we do over here, which is passion-led, content-driven events. And what I'm talking about, and what I mean by that, is that it's the whole experience and the whole day out, as well as going to see all the latest gear, tech, speaking to the experts, listening to these awesome athletes, but that whole kind of experience within it. So bringing the vibe and bringing the stoke as well to the expo. And we do that by bars, inspirational speakers, have a go experiences like our mega slope or our roll skate to ski activations, our cross country experience, just to name a couple.
That's awesome. And it worked out. I agree. It seemed like a success. I was only down there for one day, and man, what a busy day. I got there right after opening, and I was exhausted on my way back to the bus station over there on South Street. I was exhausted, and everybody else looked exhausted too, not in a bad way. Everybody was working. Everybody seemed busy. I did see you go through the floor at one point, but I didn't bother you because you were busy. And to me, that speaks volumes. Like, if everybody's tired, I know I was tired. I know Mario and Brian were tired. I know Adam Sourwine over there at Out of Bounds, he was tired when I talked to him. We were all run down. The people were just everywhere. Like, the line, gosh, I remember I was so happy to be a media person because I got to cut the line. And these people already had tickets. There were just so many people. It worked out very well. Really nice. A lot of fun. Now, this year, I wonder, and you could tell me this, was the venue change because of the success? You needed bigger space?
Yep, totally. I mean, let me bamboozle you with some figures. So
By all means.
previous year, we were obviously at the Heinz, and that was about 82,000 square meters gross. Oh, sorry, square foot. We deal in
Yep.
square meters over here and square foot over there. Also, there's stands over here, but booths over there. My terminology is getting there, right? I'm working on it, so bear with me.
That's all right,
So
man. I speak both Englishes, so we're good.
nice. What, the right and the wrong one, or the wrong and the right one? Who knows? We'll come there later on.
It's all the same to me.
Yeah, totally.
You know.
So anyway, 82,000 square foot, and then that was at the Heinz. Now
Sure.
we've moved to the BCEC, so Boston Convention and Exhibition Center, and there we have 162,000 square foot.
Wow.
So you can kind of do the math and calculate that that's about 50% increase year on year, which is, I mean, we won't get that kind of growth every year. Like, that's just, I mean, if you did, oh my God, we'd be taking over the whole of Boston in about 5 years, but which is
Totally
probably an
would.
aspiration.
Hey.
But yeah, I know. But no, I mean, that is a huge jump year on year and a huge growth, it was fantastic. And it's just fueled by what happened last year and the number of brands, destinations, resorts, mountains that have all, very kindly decided to come and be part of the expo. But I suppose kindly, and also knowing that there's a reason for them to be there, it did work.
It did work. And the thing is, I talked to a few people beforehand at certain mountains and other industry folks that said, we kind of want to go, but because we're just coming off of the illnesses and all this other stuff, we're going to play it safe. We're going to see if it succeeds. I was like, okay, safe play, get it, and man, has everybody decided that's another, I think, tribute you can contribute to your success is that I was just going through when you signed on, man, I'm going through the exhibitor list and that's just like, holy smokes, this is at least double and just tons of different ski hills from all over the country and the world. I think there's a couple outside of North America in there.
Totally. I mean, we got a couple of resorts from Canada. We've got a couple of guys from Quebec. And then obviously our core group posse crew of the New England. So you got, New Hampshire, Vermont, Vale, Maine, all those resorts and destinations and mountains are all part of it. But yeah, I mean, I think you're totally right. Last year, there was a little bit of first off, who are these guys? Raccoons. I mean, what's that about? They're called Raccoons. They've got a funky accent. Who are they? What are they doing? The second thing was a complete switch in proposition. So that goes back to what I kind of said before around one event being, or previous events being focused on retail and that proposition, whereas we're trying to add in retail, but along with all the other things that you do and love about snow sports culture. So that was really important to us. And as you quite rightly put, there was a bit of a reticent on kind of getting involved. But now people have seen the model, they understand it. There was an education piece that needed to happen to the audience as well to understand what we're trying to put on here and why they should be a part of it as a visitor. Everyone kind of gets it now and they're behind the vision and the direction of travel. So we are stoked, happy, blessed, pleased to have everyone on board with us.
Absolutely. And yeah, the resorts have come out strong. There's so many here. Like, I'm not going to go through and list them. That would be silly to do. But some big names and some small names too. Yeah. For example, King Pine is very small up there in New Hampshire, but is very awesome. I've been there and I love the place. It's teeny weeny. And it's great to see that is getting in there with all the big people. It's everything you want. It really is a cross section of everything you could want if you're interested in snow sports. Speaking of which, there are a few things there. We know we have a success. We know the venue change. Be advised, there is a venue change. If you're like me and you like to walk around Boston, you got to go the other way this time, not through Chinatown, but the other way towards the water. Man, it's not just resorts, it's exhibitors, so many, including odd ones like this one here, United States Ninja League. I didn't even know that was a thing. And I always am odded out by like things that aren't necessarily snow sports based showing up at a snow sports show, but that's still kind of fun, you know?
Totally, and I mean that's what adds the discovery as well. When you said about the smaller resorts, destinations, and mountains, it's great to have these guys on board, providing a platform for them to engage with this audience. And you're right, they might not get that kind of headspace from the audience usually, but when they come through the doors, yeah, they know all the usual suspects. But then you discover, oh my God, did you remember this guy? Did you see this brand? And you're right, the Ninja League. We've got some rugby guys in there. You've got some balance board guys in there, and that's all about adding that flavour and vibe, and just creating an interest and a reason for people to stay in the halls.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's fun too because I mean, in the end, sport is just physicality and physical fitness, and that's what we're all trying to do, is be in good enough shape to do it. So I'm sure some of these guys who are running, guys and girls running in the United States Ninja League, definitely have the core strength, and that's what you need for snow sports. So that's very cool. Yeah, Steven's right. If you go there, you get everything you know you're going to get, but then you're going to come around a corner and be like, what the hell is this? That's awesome. So great. So many different things from all over. Rugby, very interesting to me. I don't know much about it. Speakers like you wouldn't believe this year.
Yes.
So many. And you keep adding.
Last year was cool. We had the likes of, I'm going to name a couple of the usual I say usual suspects, a couple of the high profile guys. You got Bodie, you got Dav, Chris Davenport. And that was great. We had an awesome lineup. So much fun. This year, the content guys have just, I don't know what they've done. They've taken some kind of steroids or something. I don't know what they've done, but they've done something, and they have just gone off the hook with it. Sean White, Lindsay Jacobellis, we've got Steep there.
Yep.
I mean, there's just such, how could I forget Ted Ligety as well? And
totally.
Jeremy Jones from Forum, Dan Egan's going to be there. I mean, Dan Egan's part of the furniture with us. We love him. He works with us over here in the UK, and he works with us in Boston. So, you've got to check it out. There's something here for everybody. That's the thing that we really try and instill in our content lineup. Is the show itself. I'm going to get a little bit boring here, so sorry. Try and stay with me. Try and stay awake.
Hey, man.
So we build the Expo on 3 strategic pillars: sustainability, participation and recruitment, and retail. And what I mean by those 3 is that, look, sustainability, our climate, our environment, our planet, is, we all need to be focused on that, because if we don't, we're not going to have any more snow. So we're going to have to switch from snowboarding to skateboarding, skiing to rollerblading. I don't know, but we need to be focused on that. So we use the Expo as a platform to promote that. So educating our audience around sustainable choices in terms of product, gear, holidays, travel, along with using our Expo as a platform to promote our brands and exhibitors who have a particularly sustainability or sustainable focused message, because we want to get more people thinking that way. So there's an education piece around our sustainability. Our participation and recruitment is exactly what we want to do over here in the UK, and almost the reason for the Expo's existence. We want to grow snow sports. We want to grow the culture. We want to grow the number of people who are loving it just as much as we do. And the way that you do that is by making it as relatable to as many people as possible. So trying to break down those barriers, showing that if you've got a passion for snow sports, or even if you don't know you've got a passion for snow sports at the moment, you want to look at it, get involved, discover it, we need to make sure that there are as fewer barriers to entry as possible. So doing our ticket promotions, you'll see some flash sale kind of ticket offers going on, so you'll be able to grab yourself a free ticket, but also making our content lineup as relatable and diverse as possible. It doesn't matter, black, white, whatever, male, female, anything. If you want to get into snow sports, there's a home for you if you want it to be. The last pillar is retail, and this is what the expo is about getting brands, destinations, and mountains, everything you need to book, buy, and pursue your snow sports. You can do it at the expo.
Which is great. And I like how you put it that way. I mean, you say boring, but I say kind of smart, because the sustainability part, that's something that's pretty much on everybody's mind right now. In doesn't matter the industry, from various environmental sustainability, inclusion sustainability, whatever it is, everybody's got some part of that on their mind. Then you bring up the education piece as well. And Ski Rex Media is an educational place. We learn things here. And I love that. You go into, for example, the Snowbound, since that's the one I'm going to, and that's the one we have here in the U.S., but the other shows as well, you learn something. What is this? And if you don't know, if you've always been interested, if you've only ever watched like the Olympics and say, what is this? I've heard of this Shaun White guy, but what does he actually do? And you walk through the doors, man. There's just so much that will teach you, and very literally, and we'll get into that in a few minutes as well. And it's just awesome. And to say that it's for everyone, that's something I push forever. I hate stereotypes of all kind, and people will talk about what skiing is and what snowboarding has become. People have said, back in the day, snowboarding was for the punks and the dirt bags and all this, and now it's all for just rich people. Yeah. And I was like, well, all right. Some of my best friends are snowboarders, and all right, maybe we did some punky kind of dirtbag stuff back in the day when we were young kids, but who doesn't? Boys will be boys, whatever.
Yeah.
But kidding aside, I'm not rich. My friends aren't rich. Steven's not rich. We just like doing it. We like to get out there. It's outdoor sports and as a whole, and we like to do it. And this is a great one to do it with. And I love that part of it. Like, come in, everybody come in. The doors are open. Get your ticket. Let's go. And I love that. And I say it all the time. Anywhere I go, it's like, dude, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Do you not even know how to do it well? Who cares? You want to hang out in the learning center? I don't care. I'll hang out in the learning area.
Having fun. Just have fun. That's what it's about.
That is. And the Snowbound Expo is a lot of fun. And like we said with the education piece, you can learn how to do it. You have the indoor hill returning this year, I believe.
Sure. We certainly do. And we've coined it this year as the mega indoor slope, or the mega slope.
Nice.
Our friend Justin, who's helping us build and orchestrate that, alongside Jiminy Peak, who are sorting us out with a lot of gear to make it actually happen.
Totally.
You can have actually there's a new addition that we're doing this year onto the mega slope, which is there's going to be a rail on there as well. So again, nothing too gnarly. Okay, this is for people potentially having their first goes on it, first time sliding. But there's going to be a rail, and you're going to be able to see some pretty cool stuff happening on there. So You're totally right. And then speaking along the kind of, okay, how do I get into this? We've got the Rollerblade USA doing the skate to ski. So there's some transferable skills there, about getting on your rollerblades, using those kind of skills to hit the ski and the slopes and the mountains. Balance board feature by MTL balance boards. So totally looking forward to that. I have a balance board at home, so I'm pretty sure I can do my thing on that without breaking, well, hopefully not breaking my ankle, but we'll see about that. And then Wachusett Mountain doing the learn to ski feature again. I mean, Wachusett Mountain is just a great story. I mean, without going into too much detail, they are a feeder mountain. They get it, and they our kind of values align in terms of the fact that we want to get new, fresh blood. Well, actually, no blood on the mountains, but new entrants and new people in there. So, there's just so much stuff going on at the event. There's something there for everyone.
Yeah, and Wachusett, for those who don't know, Massachusetts Mountain, Wachusett Mountain skiing minutes away. If you remember that commercial from when you were kids, I don't know if they still have it, but that's the one I remember from when I was kids. Cool. So much going on to learn. This also includes the cross country and snowshoe experience in part with the Cross Country Ski Areas Association. I've talked to them before. A lot of fun. So it's not just, again, we're saying it's for anyone. We're not just even talking downhillers here.
No.
We're talking cross country, which is a lot of fun as well. I don't know if you do it a lot. I haven't done it in years, but it's really cool. It's a great workout too.
To be honest, I'm exclusively border, but
Hey.
that's not saying that I won't try anything out. And I think that's another part that's great about the expo. You might come there thinking, yeah, I'm downhill, or I'm alpine, or I'm border, and then you go away thinking, actually, do you know what, that was pretty cool. That backcountry, that touring, that cross country, I might like to have a little piece of that. And that feeds back into that discovery that happens when you're at the expo.
Absolutely, it does. You never know what you might find. And I would love to talk about every last piece that we have here at the expo this year, but me and Steven will be here all day.
Yeah.
That's how much is going on, which is why we're just giving you an interview. Really good, dude. Overview of what's going on. And again, there's just so much. Ski Essentials is handling the big retail area again this season. That was the same last year, if I remember correctly.
No, actually, Tim, you bring up a really good point. So some of the differentiators between 22 and 23. Sure. 22, we had nailed with our proposition on content, brands, mountains. Obviously, we wanted to grow, but the piece of the puzzle that was really kind of missing. I mean, we did have Sun and Ski there, but it was more of a light touch retail experience. Which was great. You know, that worked for year one, but feedback that we hear from these Bostonians, and I'm right by saying Bostonians, that's the correct term. Yeah,
absolutely, dude. That's it.
I'm getting there. So they really wanted to buy more gear. That was plain from the visitor feedback. They want to buy more gear. So our partnership with Ski Essentials has totally allowed us to do that. I mean, it's just super boosted the retail element at the expo. You can get whatever you want now. Ski Essentials, do all of it. Ski Exchange is our retail partner in the UK. So you see my head is now competing.
Gotcha. But, hey man, that's a lot of shows you're running. I'm not surprised one's crossing over.
Yeah, and actually it gets even harder because we've got Snow UK, Birmingham happen 14th, 15th of October, London happen 21st, 22nd of October, and then basically a week after I'll be in one of my favorite places in the state, back in Boston for the Snowbound Expo.
I love Boston too. You said last year, I remember this, that you were taking a few extra days after a shutdown to explore. Did you get to?
Yeah, we certainly did. We went up to the Great Smoky and we stayed in actually we went into Bryson first and did the Polar Express with the little one. Now that was amazing. And then once we stayed there to do Bryson, we went up into Great Smoky and we stayed in the cabin for just a number of days, and it was just magical.
Yeah, man, dude, you can find some stuff. Travel's wonderful. I enjoy it. Just explore. And Boston's one of those great towns where if you can get out and do it on foot, it's huge. So obviously, you still have to jump cabs, subways, whatever. But it's a great foot city to wander around in. I really want to just walk around it with no agenda. I never have. I'm always going somewhere. Yeah. But whatever. To bring up actually one of your partners, this one just got to be Dan Egan. He works with you over there. He works with you over here. Dan's awesome. He's a friend of Ski Rex Media. He's like running Tenny this year again. He's returning to Tenny Mountain. The guy's a vampire. He doesn't sleep.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I mean, yeah, we work with him over here in the UK, over there in the States. I think he did our voiceover for our highlights video for the UK show reel. I mean, he is just all over it. He's a veteran, he knows his stuff. He is in the game 100%.
Oh yeah, he could teach you a master class on not just how to ski, but how to market it as well.
And also such an awesome guy, just such a nice guy. So
totally.
Why wouldn't you want to work with him?
No, totally. He'll sit there and he'll just chat with you all day. Like, it's amazing. The man doesn't sleep. That's like Stuart Winchester, who will also be returning to the show again this year from the Storm Ski. He doesn't sleep either. And these people don't sleep. I don't understand how they do that, but I love them. And that's actually my next point. We talk about what you can learn and what you can get. Actually, before I forget, let me go back again. I know I'm a little all over the place. Bear with me. The Ski Essentials, I think they have it set up where you can buy online and pick up at the show too. So you are covered.
100%. And there's incentives, benefits, promotions that if you do that, you'll benefit from those. So you're completely right. Buy before, pick up at show, and then when you pick up, have a proper chance to talk to the expert about the product. If it's not right there, then change it for something that is right that's there, or you're just absolutely stoked to come there, pick up your gear, go and grab a beer in the Icon Pass bar, chill out with some friends, take your gear home, or before you go home, book yourself a trip to one of the mountains that we've got there, and then use your new gear on that mountain.
There you go. And that's what you do. It's such a great thing to do, especially now that it's earlier. Like last season, it was a week before American Thanksgiving. So put that on your calendars. I was just talking to someone out of Australia. We were talking about holidays, every region, every country, everybody. It's like, I put it on the calendar because I don't know. There's just so many. There's hundreds and hundreds. Oh, no. Now you're earlier in the season. So it really is the one stop. Get ready. If you're not already, like we all know hardcores who are already in their garages waxing and sharpening, and they got their spreadsheets on the wall, what they're going to do. Awesome. And I respect those people because they're organized. I love that. But if you're going to the first weekend in November, dude, this is like just so awesome. You go in, you're ready, you walk out, you're done. You're set. Buy an Epic Pass if that's what you use, or an Icon Pass if that's what you use. Excuse me, or wherever else. I got that. There's so much going on, Steve. Man,
I know.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, well, I barely do.
Good man. Barely's better than nothing, though.
Yep.
So, like you said, chill out with your friends. This is where I was going. This was also where I was going with knowing Stuart and Dan and all these other people. What a social event. What was your feedback on that? Not just like the retail end, not the exhibitors, but the social end of it.
Well, I mean, that is so important to the whole expo, just that bringing together of the community and sharing of the culture is something that we really try and tap into. So that's why when we kind of moved away from it, not it just being really focused around retail and people coming in, grabbing their deals and going home, which was great, but we want so much more. And there is so much more around snow sports than just that. And that's why we wanted to use this expo as that meetup. People can meet up. We all love snow sports. You're in a room or a hall with 20,000 people over the 3 days. Well, this year we're targeting 25,000 over the 3 days of everyone is just stoked for the season to start, getting out there, sharing stories, and that's the bit that I love. You can see it happen at the expo, and it's great. People cheersing, looking at the new products, having a talk with their friend about one time when you fell over doing this and that, and it's just, I mean, that's the bit that I really like, and that's the bit that keeps me going. Yeah,
snow sports are social sports. That's just it. I mean, you can do it alone. I do it alone all the time. But you go alone, you sit down on the lift chair with somebody you don't know, and you know them by the time you're at the top. And this is an extension of that. And I make the joke, excuse me, that, all of us who try to work in snow sports media, we don't really know each other. But then you you do the list. It's like, geez, Stuart, I know him, and Mario and Brian, I know them, and the Adams, I know them, and geez, Jack, I know him, and this and this, and then I know Dan, and then I flip over to your ambassador list, and I know two people there too, Jack McGurk and Stephanie Barnard. I was like, wow, not only is it social, like maybe we really, all us media guys do know each other, but it is so social, and it's also wonderful because like a lot of these people who I do work with professionally, but you do become friendly. That's just the way it is. And I haven't seen them in a year, so it's going to be like, dude, how you doing? It's so wonderful, dude.
It's a shared passion, isn't it? You got a connection immediately. As soon as you walk in that door, you got a connection with the other thousands of people who are there because they're all there because they love this scene.
It's so cool. It's a lot of fun. The ambassadors, what's that about? Actually, I don't even understand that part. Even though I know two people in it, I didn't even know they were doing it. So
It's ambassadors of free marketing. No, I'm joking. So
boy,
ambassadors,
I love it.
ambassadors for
Boy.
us. You don't need to have thousands of followers. You don't, you just need to love snow sports and be active in your community. Anyone can apply to be an ambassador. Doesn't matter. Over in the UK, we have a kind of a kids or children's child ambassador program because we like to keep them a little bit different from the adults, just to make sure that everyone's safe and served in the correct way. But anyone can apply to be an ambassador, and all that means is that you love snow sports, you want to come along to the expo and be a part of the team for a couple of days, or not even for a couple of days. Maybe you're only there for a day. Maybe you're only there for half a day. You get yourself a t-shirt, you get yourself coming into the event, you get to come and see what we're doing behind the scenes, you get to meet all of us, which arguably might not be so much of a benefit, but you get to meet us, which is great, and just hang out and have a good time at the expo. And again, that's so cool for us and easy for us because these ambassadors have the same shared passion as we do around the expo and around the scene and the sport.
It is really cool. It sounds really cool. Given some people who have the wherewithal to get a little deeper, but not necessarily have to be as deep as the rest of us, which is cool too. Very cool. And again, that's that social part, man. You get in and you talk to people and you know people and you just have a good time. And it's a lot of fun and you get to learn something. Again, we're not just talking ski gear and retail either. We're talking like read a book. Like Egan, I'm sure he'll be selling his books. Robert and Ryan Delana are there. I love those two guys. I've talked to them before, their book. Jacobella, she's going to be signing her book.
I was just about to say, yep. And yep, she'll be there with her new book. I was watching her on Instagram actually yesterday, I think, unboxing her, books that arrived. I was like, no way. I'll see you at Snowbound.
Yeah, it's so read a book, education, fun, booze if you like it, if you like the beers. There's tons of, I don't know if every beer exhibitor here is going to have product for test. I quit drinking, so have fun with that, everybody.
There'll be some alcohol-free brands there for you in the bar if you want, if that's your kind of jam. That's cool. So, but yeah, we've got Fat Tire beers. They'll be there. Harpoon, Long Trail. They should be there as well. So I'm sure there'll be enough beers for everyone to sample.
Totally. And if you're into that, like that's a big thing in snow sports culture, I guess you could say. Everybody feels like they're a beer connoisseur or whatever you would call it. It all tastes the same to me. I don't know. Yeah. A Coors Light is the same as an IPA. Well, all right. No, that's two different things, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Beers, wines, even root beers. I can't even tell the difference. Well, some I can, but anyway, it doesn't matter. That's the point. The point is so much to do for social, for retail, for learning, for being in Boston, for just whatever. It's like, God, and again, I'm scrolling while I'm talking to Steven, I'm scrolling through the website, snowboundexpo.com. If you don't know, it'll also be linked in the description. There's just everything you could ever want about snow sports. And if you don't know what you want, you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Right up to and including Big Snow American Dream, which I love. Vermont mountains. I see Burke. Cannon is awesome in New Hampshire. Killington. Everybody knows those guys, so they don't need a push. There's heliskiing. Majestic Heliski is going to be there. I don't know anything about that. Like that's just not something I do here in New England. And I don't know if
come down to the expo and you'll find out. You might find yourself in a helicopter, pretty soon. Who knows?
I will never find myself in a helicopter. I don't even like getting on airplanes. I don't lie about it.
Okay. Maybe not that then. Maybe not that. We'll find something else.
But I'll watch.
Nice.
I'll watch. And I do think it's cool. Yes, joking aside, I am a wuss. So, so much to do, man. Again, I would love to go over every last thing, but we just can't. We'll be here for hours and hours and hours. and it's already mid-afternoon for Steven. It's late morning for me. I love those time zones, man. They really keep you jumping. But there's so much Friday, Saturday, Sunday, November 3rd through 5th, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the one.
Cool. Now, with that, I bring that up because go to the website, check the schedule. I mean, you got some people speaking on Friday, some people speaking on Saturday, some people speaking on Sunday. And I think now last year there were certain exhibitors who weren't there all weekend. There were certain other things going on one day to the next. There's so much going on. You're going to want to come prepared.
Yeah.
I'm sure you would agree. Check the schedule and take notes.
Definitely check the schedule, take notes, and come one day, come back again. You know, you don't have to limit yourself because, as you said, the content schedule switches up from day to day. And
Totally.
There's certain activations that our exhibitors are doing on one day that they might not be doing another day. And the best way to keep on top of all that is really subscribe so you know what's going on. You'll get the newsletters. There'll be certain promos, deals, and offers. And then check out the website, look at the agenda, look at what's on, and make sure you really get the most out of it. And to do that, it does take a little bit of that planning, but once you've made your plan, stick to it and then live it.
Absolutely. Excuse me. I mean, excuse me again. If you want to go at it raw, by all means, walk in and just play it by ear. That's fun too. But you will be standing there like, geez, do I go left or right? Because I didn't realize this was all happening at once. Go ahead and go improv if you want, but I would definitely plan. Me, I'm going half improv because I'm trying to set up. Ski Rex Media is trying to set up interviews with the speakers that are there. Excuse me. And, you know, so far confirmed, I have Dan Egan, of course, friend of Ski Rex Media, friend of mine. Brenna Huckabee will be talking to us. Steve will be talking to Ski Rex Media and a few others. And then we're working on some of the other ones. It's going to be awesome. Do you think you're going to get anybody else? Is there any more surprises? We're recording just over a month out. The episode will debut about 2 weeks out. Can you scoop on us? Can you, are you done? Are you like, no, enough? I'm not doing anything else.
I wish I could, but do you know, I think we are pretty much there, you know?
All right.
Yeah, everything's booked in. So
very good.
Yeah, I think we're there.
No, I appreciate that because anybody would want to get like the scoop, like, ooh, look, something else. But dude, this show is so big and you all are so busy. I hope there isn't some fool who calls up is like, do you need room for one more? Like, come on, dude. We're tired. We just want to get to the new year. All right. Come on. So nice. Very awesome, dude. So again, November 3rd through 5th at the different venue. That venue is again
Boston Convention Exhibition Center. So BCEC.
Yes. It's a mouthful. Hines was easy.
It is.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
On the
Seaport
other side.
District.
There you go. Yeah, it's over on the water side, which is very beautiful. If you're a history person, Boston's full of history anyway, but if you're like me and you travel down by bus so you don't have to pay for parking, you walk past the ship from the Boston Tea Party and all that, or you can. It's like a street up. A lot of stuff to see in Boston. Get to the show. You're going to be exhausted by the time you're done. Bring a friend. Just come out, bring your family, man. I'm excited. And you're excited too. I know you are.
Totally. Can't wait. I can't wait to be back in Boston.
Love Boston. Enjoy that. Enjoy the traffic. If you do come to Boston again, this is a tip from me. Take the train in, take the bus in, or if you take a plane in, Logan is very busy. It is a busy airport. I don't know if it's any more busy than like Heathrow. I don't know if that's the one you use. I don't remember both of them out there. I know there's a smaller one, but someone once told me about that Heathrow. It's so busy or it's so compact that the approach is actually in a circle. And I then got scared to ever fly to London, England, but whatever. I'll do it eventually. So
I hope so.
I'm excited. And one of these days I am going to get to those shows, the Birmingham show, the London show, because I want to experience a different culture doing it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Plus, the beauty of going to the UK is that I speak the language, so it makes it a lot easier. But we have our phones now. You don't have to speak languages anymore. It's the robots are taking over. Awesome. Coming
Sure.
in Boston, November 3rd through 5th, Snowbound Expo. Steven, thank you for coming on again. This is so awesome. I might bother you this time. I plan on being there all 3 days, so I might bother you this time.
Please do, and always thank you so much for the time and just
Totally.
making it work.
All right, cool. So I'm going to let Steven go, but Steven, don't hang up yet. I got some more for you after I hit the stop button here. But again, November 3rd through 5th, Snowbound Expo. All the links will be in the show notes. Go to snowboundexpo.com for all the information. Go ahead and sign up for the newsletter. I am signed up for it. I get the newsletters from the media folks, and I'm still getting the public one, so I know what's going on. Go ahead. It's worth it. Check it out. A lot of fun, and I will see you down there. Steven, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And there he goes, Stephen Morgan representing the Snowbound Expo. The Snowbound Expo coming to Boston, as we said, November 3rd through 5th. All links are in the description, the show notes. Also, as we said, sign up for that newsletter. That way you can plan. Plus, the speaker schedule was just released. Check that out. Again, snowboundexpo.com and on their social media. I'm going to be there. It's going to be one big media reunion party for me, as we said, and it's going to be a lot of fun for you to make new friends, meet old friends, have a look at some new gear, have a look at some new stuff you may have never tried before, even have a look at some stuff that may have nothing to do with snow sports. Keep you busy in the off season if you have an off season. As we say here at Ski Rex Media, the season doesn't have to end. However, this podcast episode is coming to an end for now, and I will see you on the next one, which is getting released the same day as I have done the past 2 seasons. We're getting a double episode day to accommodate release schedules, timing of the information in them. Like this, we have 2 weeks out. The other episode is Doug Fish's return to the Ski Rex Media podcast to talk Indy Pass and a few other things. Right. I, of course, am Tim from Ski Rex Media. Please do not forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app or at Podbean, my provider, and check out skirexmedia.com. And I'll see you out there. We're going to have a great winter, and I'll see you out there, too. And I'll see you in Boston later.